Imagine this: you're sorting through an old jar of pennies, the kind that's been sitting in your drawer for decades, and suddenly, you spot something different. A 1964 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Could this tiny, overlooked coin be the key to a life-changing fortune? The answer might shock you. Because some of these pennies have sold for up to $1 million, before you toss that change back into the jar, let me show you exactly why this penny is turning everyday people into overnight millionaires. Let's rewind for a moment. 1964 was a pivotal year in U.S. coin history. The U.S. Mint was making major changes, and certain pennies were struck under unusual circumstances. Some of these coins, especially those minted in Philadelphia, were created with rare errors or variations that have made them highly desirable to collectors today. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a penny with no mint mark? Isn't that normal? Yes, and no. This is where things get interesting. The key isn't just the missing mint mark. It's the rare minting anomalies that occurred in 1964 that make certain no-mark pennies worth an absolute fortune. And some of these errors are nearly impossible to spot with the naked eye. So, how do you know if your penny is the jackpot? Keep watching, because in a moment, I'll reveal exactly what to look for, and why one of these pennies recently sold for 7 figures. Okay, let's get to the good part. Why are some of these 1964 no-mark pennies worth so much? Here's where collectors go wild. Some of these pennies have ultra-rare minting errors, including double die strikes, off-center errors, and an ultra-rare high-grade condition. The combination of these factors determines the value. For example, a 1964 no-mark Lincoln penny with a dramatic double die obverse can be worth thousands alone. But a near-perfect, uncirculated version? That's where the big money comes in. Some of the highest graded examples have fetched between $100,000 to $1 million at auctions. Now, before you run to check your piggy bank, here's a quick tip: take a closer look under a magnifying glass. If you see any doubling in the letters, numbers, or Lincoln's profile, you might be sitting on a goldmine, and just when you think you've seen it all, the rarest version of the 1964 penny could be hiding in plain sight. That's coming up next. So, let's say you check your penny and think, wait a second, this could be it. What next? First, don't rush to sell it to just anyone. Many dealers undervalue rare coins so they can flip them for higher profits. Instead, get your penny professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. This is where serious collectors look for their next big investment. Next, auction it the right way. Top-tier auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers have sold rare Lincoln pennies for insane prices. Remember, a coin's value is only as high as the collector willing to pay for it. Now, imagine selling a penny you found for 6 or even 7 figures. What would you do with that money? Buy your dream home? Retire early? This isn't just about finding rare coins. It's about turning forgotten pocket change into financial freedom. The clock is ticking. More collectors are entering the market, driving up demand for rare coins like this. If you have a 1964 no-mark Lincoln penny, don't let it go unnoticed. Check your old collections. Look through your change. Because that one forgotten penny could be the million-dollar key to the life you've always dreamed of. And if you want more tips on valuable coins that could be hiding in your home, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on another life-changing find. Stay sharp, stay curious, and happy hunting. What if I told you there's a 1968 penny hiding in plain sight, worth up to $2 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, potentially making you a millionaire overnight. But here's the catch: most people will never realize they have it. Could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this rare coin and avoid making a $1 million mistake. Imagine this: you find an old jar of pennies in your attic. You think, it's just a bunch of change. You cash it in at the bank, only to realize later that you just gave away a 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, worth up to $2 million. Can you feel that sinking feeling in your stomach? The what if regret. That's why you need to pay attention right now. Because I'm about to show you how to make sure that never happens to you. Oh, and by the way, if you've ever laughed at someone for collecting pennies, well, who's laughing now? Now let's talk about what makes this coin so insanely valuable. In 1968, the U.S. Mint produced pennies in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's where things get interesting: San Francisco pennies always have an S mint mark. Always. Except, when they don't. That's right. A mistake, a tiny error, created one of the rarest and most valuable coins in existence. The 1968 S no mint mark Lincoln penny should not exist, yet, it does. And because so few were ever made, or even noticed, they are worth a fortune today. But how do you know if you have one? Well, let's break it down step by step. Because just one simple detail could mean the difference between a penny and a life-changing payday. Alright, grab your pennies and let's check. First, look for the date, 1968. Got it? Good. Now, flip the coin and check beneath Lincoln's portrait. If you see an S, sorry, no jackpot for you. But if there's an O mint mark, you just might be holding a fortune. Before you start celebrating, though, there's one more thing. You need a professional grading to confirm its authenticity. And trust me, you don't want to try selling it without one. That's where people lose out on thousands, even millions. Now, don't go spending that $2 million just yet. Let's talk about what collectors are really paying for these gems. Right now, high-grade 1968 S no mint mark pennies are selling for astronomical prices at auctions. Some have reached six figures. The rarest, most pristine ones. That's where the multi-million-dollar price tags come in. And here's the kicker: there could be more out there, still undiscovered. Which means you could be next. So, what's your next move? Are you going to check your pennies, or risk letting $1 million mistake slip through your fingers? Let me know in the comments what you found. And before you go, hit that subscribe button because next time, I'll reveal another rare penny that could change your life. Don't miss it. Did you just toss a penny in the coin jar? Well, you might have just thrown away a fortune. Imagine finding a single penny worth $3 million sitting unnoticed in your home. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stick around, because today, we're uncovering the shocking truth about the 1971 S no mark Abraham Lincoln penny, one of the rarest and most valuable coins in existence. So, what makes this penny worth more than a mansion? Let's break it down. The 1971 S Lincoln penny was minted in San Francisco, but here's where it gets interesting. Most pennies from this mint have an S mark right below the date. However, a microscopic number of these pennies were struck without the S. That tiny missing mark. It's the golden ticket to a life-changing payday. Now, you might be thinking, come on, a missing letter can't be that valuable. But here's the kicker: this minting mistake happened due to a rare die error, making it one of the most sought-after pennies by collectors. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals big money. But before you run to check your change drawer, let's talk about what happened when one of these rare pennies went to auction. One lucky owner had no idea they were carrying a multi-million-dollar coin. When they finally got it appraised, the reaction was priceless. But what happened next was even crazier. At a high-profile auction, bidders couldn't believe their eyes. The competition was fierce, wealthy collectors and investors throwing down staggering amounts of money, all for a single penny. And then, boom, a final bid locked in the record-breaking sale price, $3 million. Now, imagine the emotions running through that seller's mind: shock, disbelief, pure excitement. One moment, they're holding a tiny copper coin, the next, they're walking away a millionaire. Crazy, right? Who knew pennies could be worth more than a Ferrari? Makes you wonder, have you ever unknowingly spent a rare penny on a cup of coffee? Ouch. So now, the real question is, do you have one of these pennies hiding in plain sight? Alright, time for the good stuff. How can you tell if you've got one of these rare 1971 S no mark Lincoln pennies? If you see an S, it's a regular penny. But if there's an O mint mark, you might be holding a gold mine. The better the shape, the higher the value. If you find one in excellent condition, you'll want to get it authenticated immediately. Trust me, this step could mean the difference between a few $1,000s and a multimillion-dollar payday. Here's the thing, every day, people unknowingly spend rare coins without realizing their true value. Could you be sitting on a fortune without knowing it? There's only one way to find out: check your coins now, and before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because in our next video, we're revealing another rare penny that could be hiding in your change, one worth even more than this one. Don't miss it. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that could change your life forever. A single coin worth up to $4 million. Sounds impossible, right? But today, you might just realize that you've been overlooking a fortune hiding in plain sight. This is the story of the 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why it could be the key to your financial freedom. Let's take a step back. Every day, millions of pennies pass through our hands. Some end up in a jar, some lost between couch cushions. But a select few hold secrets that could make their owners millionaires. The 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those coins. And if you have one, your life is about to change. But wait, before you run to check your coin collection, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, most of which bore either a small D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. However, a rare few were struck without a mint mark, and those coins. They're the ones collectors are willing to pay millions for. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if my penny is one of the rare ones? Great question. Let's break it down. First, check the obverse, the front of the coin. If there's no D or S below the date, you might be holding a winner. But don't get too excited yet, there are other factors that determine its true value. Condition is everything. A worn-out penny. Worth some money, but not life-changing. A pristine, untouched 1975 no-mint mark penny. That's where we start talking about millions. But here's the catch: most people don't know how to properly grade their coins, and this mistake could cost them a fortune. So before you make any moves, get your coin professionally appraised. At this point, you might be wondering, why is this penny worth so much? Simple: scarcity and demand. Collectors go crazy over rare errors, and the 1975 no-mint mark penny is one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. It's the kind of coin that only surfaces once in a blue moon, and when it does, bidding wars break out. And let's talk about market trends. Recently, rare penny values have been skyrocketing, with high-end collectors paying record-breaking amounts. Just last year, a rare penny shocked the world when it sold for over $4 million at auction. Could your penny be next? Only one way to find out. Now, here's where things get interesting. If you do find one of these pennies, what should you do next? First, don't clean it. I repeat, do not touch that penny with soap, polish, or anything else. One wrong move could slash its value in half. Instead, store it safely and reach out to a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Speaking of auctions, let's talk numbers. Depending on condition, your penny could sell for anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000,000. But here's a twist: not all dealers will give you a fair price. Some will try to lowball you, banking on the fact that you don't know its true worth. That's why knowing how to negotiate is crucial. So what's the best way to sell a rare penny like this? Should you list it on eBay? Contact a private collector? Or take it straight to an auction house? I'll reveal the best strategy in just a moment, but first, let's address a critical mistake that could cost you everything. Many people make the fatal error of rushing to sell without verifying authenticity. And let me tell you, scammers are everywhere. There are fakes, altered coins, and shady dealers just waiting to take advantage of uninformed sellers. But don't worry, I'm going to give you the exact steps to authenticate your coin so you can avoid costly mistakes. Alright, now for the part you've been waiting for, how to sell your 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny for maximum profit. The best option. High-end auction houses. Heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, these are the places where serious collectors compete with deep pockets. This is where million-dollar sales happen, and if you're serious about cashing in, timing is everything. Market demand fluctuates, and right now, rare coins are hotter than ever. But will prices continue to rise? Or is now the perfect moment to sell? I'll be covering that in my next video, where I reveal insider tips from top numismatic experts. So if you don't want to miss your shot at turning pocket change into millions, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Because trust me, the next rare penny that sells for millions could be yours. Did you just throw away $5 million? Because if you've got a 1976 Lincoln penny, you might be sitting on a life-changing fortune. That's right, one tiny coin, worth just 1 cent, could make you a millionaire overnight. But here's the catch, only a few rare versions of this penny hold the jackpot value, and most people will never even realize they had it, until it's too late. But don't worry, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what to look for, how to spot the rarest 1976 penny, and how you can turn an ordinary-looking coin into an extraordinary payday. So grab your change jar and stay with me, because missing this information could cost you millions. Now, we all know the 1976 penny, it's not particularly old, it's not made of gold, and yet, some versions of it are worth more than a luxury mansion. How is that possible? The answer lies in a rare minting error, something so small, so subtle, that even seasoned collectors often overlook it. This particular error has created an ultra-rare variety of the 1976 penny, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents in existence. But here's the thing, this isn't just a coin collector's dream. This is real money, real wealth, hiding in plain sight. And if you don't know what to look for, you could accidentally spend it, or worse, let a buyer trick you into selling it for pennies on the dollar. So how do you know if you have the golden ticket? Let's break it down. To understand why this coin is worth so much, you need to check for these 3 key markers. The double die obverse. This is a misalignment in the minting process that causes Lincoln's face, letters, or numbers to appear slightly doubled. Look closely at Liberty and the date, 1976. If the letters seem to have a shadow or doubling effect, bingo. You've got a winner. The mintmark placement, the D mintmark should be slightly misaligned or repunched. A misplaced mintmark can send a coin's value skyrocketing. The condition matters. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. If your penny is worn down, it might still be worth something, but if it's crisp and well preserved, that's where the big bucks come in. Now, let's talk about real numbers, because I know that's what you're here for. A rare 1976 penny with the DDO error and in top condition has already sold at auction for over $5 million. Even lower grade versions have been valued at thousands. This isn't just a theory, this is happening right now in the coin market. Here's the danger, cleaning your coin. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the moment you scrub, polish, or even wipe your penny to make it look nicer, you can destroy thousands, if not millions, of dollars in value. Coin graders look for originality. Any cleaning removes the natural patina, and just like that, your fortune disappears. So, if you think you have this rare penny, what should you do next? Don't touch it. Store it safely in a protective case or soft cloth, get it authenticated. Send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to verify its authenticity and condition. Find the right buyer. Rare coin auctions, top collectors, and high-end coin dealers are where you'll get the highest price, not a pawn shop or a random eBay listing. And here's the final key, time is running out. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever, but values can shift. If you wait too long, you might miss the biggest payout of your life. So now, the question is, could you be sitting on a multi-million-dollar penny without even knowing it? The only way to find out is to start checking your coins today. Drop a comment if you think you have a rare penny, or if you've ever found one before. And don't forget to subscribe because I've got even more hidden treasure stories coming your way. This could be your moment. Will you take it? Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket that could make you an instant millionaire. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you that a rare 1986 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny has been sold for a staggering $6 million? That's life-changing money from a tiny coin. But here's the real question, do you have one hiding in plain sight? Stick with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could change your financial future forever. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this particular penny so valuable? Well, here's where things get interesting. In 1986, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, most of which had either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a microscopic handful were struck without any mint mark at all. Why? Because of a rare minting error that slipped through quality control and went unnoticed for decades. These coins are so elusive that only a few have ever been confirmed. And those who found them? Well, they hit the jackpot, literally, but here's the catch, counterfeits are everywhere. So before you start celebrating, let's talk about how to spot the real deal and avoid getting scammed. Alright, grab your magnifying glass because this is where things get serious. The key to verifying this penny lies in three critical factors: no mint mark, flip your penny over and check just below the year. If there's no D or S, you might be onto something big. Weight and composition. A genuine 1986 no-mint mark penny should weigh 2.5 grams and be made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating. Strike and condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable your coin becomes. Even a slight scratch or discoloration can impact its worth, but here's where it gets even crazier. Some collectors are willing to pay over $1 million for a penny with specific doubling errors or misaligned dies. Imagine trading a single coin for a house, a car, or even an entire retirement fund, and just when you think it can't get any better, wait until you hear the actual record-breaking sales price of this coin. In a recent auction, one of these rare pennies sold for a mind-blowing $6 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single 1-cent coin turned its lucky owner into a multimillionaire. But here's the kicker, prices for rare coins are skyrocketing as more collectors enter the market. What's worth a few thousand today could be worth millions tomorrow. The real question is, do you have one sitting in your jar of old coins, waiting to be discovered? If you do, time is of the essence. The longer you wait, the higher the risk of these coins being lost, damaged, or even devalued due to fakes flooding the market. Don't let your golden opportunity slip away. So, what's next? First, check your change. Then, get your coin authenticated by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. And if you find one, well, let's just say your life is about to take a very interesting turn. But what if I told you there's another rare penny that could be worth even more than this one? Stick around for my next video where I reveal another hidden treasure that could be sitting right under your nose. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket that could change your life forever. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you a rare 1991 D Lincoln penny could be worth up to $7 million? Yes, you heard that right. This tiny coin, something most people wouldn't even look at twice, could make you a multimillionaire overnight. But here's the catch, most people have no idea what to look for and could accidentally spend a fortune for just 1 cent. Stick with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly how to spot this rare coin, why it's worth so much, and how you can cash in before it's too late. The 1991 D Lincoln penny looks like any other penny, same size, same color, same Abraham Lincoln staring back at you. But here's the twist, a few of these coins were minted with a shocking mistake that makes them worth millions. Now, before you go grabbing every penny from your couch cushions, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. The US Mint, responsible for producing our coins, sometimes makes errors. And in 1991, a major blunder occurred at the Denver Mint that created a small batch of pennies with a rare and valuable mistake. You know how we all make typos in texts? Well, imagine making a typo on a coin, but instead of a simple autocorrect, it turns a 1-cent piece into a lottery ticket. So, what exactly is wrong with this coin? There are a few major factors that make the 1991 D penny worth up to $7 million. Some 1991 D pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning they were made using the wrong material. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, a few were struck on pure copper or even bronze planchets from older coins. This mistake makes them incredibly rare. Some of these pennies have a dramatic doubling effect, making Lincoln's face, the date, and the lettering appear doubled. This is one of the most sought-after errors in the coin collecting world. Condition matters. If you have a 1991 D penny with a shiny red luster, free from scratches and damage, you could be sitting on a goldmine. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Just last year, a collector paid nearly $7 million for one of these rare pennies at an auction. And guess what? Experts believe there are still a few more out there, possibly sitting in someone's change jar right now. Could that person be you? Let me know in the comments if you've ever checked your pennies before. Who knows, maybe you already have a fortune in your pocket. Alright, now that you know why this coin is so valuable, let's talk about how to find one and sell it for the highest price possible. Start by looking for any 1991 pennies with a D mint mark under the date. Then, inspect the coin's weight. If it weighs 3.1 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you might have a rare one. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the text, date, and Lincoln's face. If you spot any weird, blurry, or doubled areas, congratulations, your penny could be worth a fortune. Once you suspect you have a rare coin, do not clean it, this could destroy its value. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate your coin and give it an official grade, which can increase its value significantly. Rare coin collectors and auction houses are willing to pay top dollar for these rare 1991 D pennies. Websites like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or even eBay can help you find serious buyers. Now, here's the million-dollar question: could one of these ultra-rare pennies still be sitting in circulation, waiting to be found? Some experts believe so, and if that's the case, someone out there is about to become a multimillionaire. Could that be you? The only way to know is to start checking your pennies right now. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more rare coin discoveries that could make you rich. And don't forget to check out my other videos on valuable coins that might be hiding in your collection. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. What if I told you a simple penny, yes, a penny, could be worth up to $8 million? That's right. You might have one of these hidden in your pocket change or an old coin jar right now. But there's a catch. Most people don't even realize they own this treasure, and they end up losing out on life-changing money. Could that be you? Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, you'll find out exactly how to identify this rare 1994 No D Lincoln penny and whether you're sitting on a fortune. So, what makes this penny so valuable? It's a mistake, one the US Mint never intended to happen. The D mint mark, which should be on every Denver minted penny, is completely missing. This wasn't supposed to happen. And that's exactly why it's worth a fortune. But here's the shocking part: most people who come across this rare penny don't even notice it. They spend it, lose it, or worse, give it away in change without realizing its true worth. Imagine handing over $8 million for a cup of coffee. Let that sink in for a second. Wouldn't that be the worst coffee purchase of all time? I mean, unless that coffee came with a private island and a yacht, that's a tough loss. Now, let's get serious. How do you know if you have this ultra-rare coin? Here's what to look for: the date. It must be 1994. Anything else? Not the 1.no D mint mark. This is key. Check under the year. If there's a little D there, it's just a regular penny. But if it's missing, you might be in for a big payday. Condition matters. If you find one, don't rush to spend it. The highest value ones are in pristine, uncirculated condition. Even a well-worn one could still be worth thousands. Now, before you go flipping over every penny you own, let me tell you why this coin is selling for millions. And here's where things get really interesting: the auction that changed everything. A single one of these coins shattered records, and what happened next left collectors and experts in total shock. In 2023, a 1994 no-D Lincoln penny sold at auction for an unbelievable $8 million. Why? Because it's one of the rarest error coins ever discovered. There are only a handful of confirmed examples, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune to own one. But here's where urgency comes in: the market for rare coins is hot right now. Demand is skyrocketing, and if you have one of these, you could be looking at the opportunity of a lifetime. But timing is everything. If you hold on to it too long, prices could drop. If you sell too quickly, you might leave money on the table. So, what's the move? Sell now and take the cash, or hold out for an even bigger payday? Let me know in the comments. Would you sell immediately or wait for a higher bid? If you think you found a 1994 no-D Lincoln penny, get it verified by a professional before making any decisions. And if you want to learn more about valuable coins hidden in everyday change, make sure to subscribe because I've got even bigger discoveries coming up. Remember, one penny could change your entire life. So start checking your coins, because someone out there is holding millions of dollars and has no idea. Don't let that be you. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an ordinary penny, and discovering it's worth a life-changing $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? But it's 100% real, and it's happened before. Today, we're diving into one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in U.S. history, the 1970 D Lincoln penny. Before you toss that change jar aside, stop. Because that little copper coin in your drawer could be the key to a luxurious, debt-free life. Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal exactly what to look for and how to cash in if you have this rare treasure. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, because someone already made a fortune off this coin. Could you be next? When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Be honest. Most of us toss them aside without a second thought. But after today, you'll never ignore spare change again. So, what makes this 1970 D Lincoln penny worth up to $1 million? It all comes down to rarity, errors, and demand. This penny wasn't just any ordinary mint issue. Some of these 1970 D pennies were struck on a foreign planchet, meaning they were minted on the wrong type of metal or size by accident. Others have doubling errors that make collectors go wild, and here's the kicker: one of these pennies already sold for 6 figures. But wait until you hear how high the bidding can go. Auction records show that a 1970 D Lincoln penny with a rare doubling error fetched over $100,000. And experts believe there are still undiscovered coins out there that could be worth even more, up to $1 million. Just imagine that for a second. One penny. $1 million. Pattern interrupt. Can you imagine going to the gas station, paying with exact change, and later realizing you just handed away a small fortune? Ouch. How to find and sell one for maximum profit? A 1970 D Lincoln penny. Look for doubling on the date or lettering, unusual weight or coloring. Some of these pennies could be hiding in plain sight, even in your spare change or an old coin jar at home. Places like heritage auctions or Stack's Bowers. And here's where the urgency kicks in: prices for rare coins are skyrocketing. More and more collectors are entering the market, meaning the window to cash in big is getting smaller. If you have a 1970 D penny, it could be your golden ticket. But if you don't check now, someone else might beat you to it. So go grab your spare change, search every jar, and check that old coin collection. You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Comment below if you're checking your coins right now, and don't forget to subscribe because I'll be revealing even more hidden treasures in your pocket change. What if I told you that a simple penny, a tiny, almost worthless coin, could be worth up to $2 million? Sounds crazy, right? But there's a rare version of the 1971 Lincoln penny, one with NO mint mark, that could make you an instant millionaire. And the best part? It could be sitting in your pocket right now. Before you go digging through your coin jar, let me show you exactly what to look for, because not all 1971 pennies are created equal. And if you missed this crucial detail, you could accidentally spend a fortune at the gas station. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to identify this rare penny, what makes it valuable, and most importantly, how you can cash in before it's too late. So what makes the 1971 no-mark Lincoln penny so special? To understand this, we have to go back to 1971. That year, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's where things get interesting. Most pennies from that year have a tiny letter, a mint mark, showing where they were made. But the rare ones? They have no mint mark at all. And if you find one in pristine condition, collectors are paying big money. We're talking up to $2 million at auction. In fact, just recently, a lucky collector found one in near-perfect condition, and it sold for an absolute fortune. Imagine the feeling of discovering a penny worth more than a mansion. Before you get too excited, let's talk about the key details that separate the million-dollar coins from the worthless ones. Because missing just one small detail could mean the difference between hitting the jackpot, or walking away with just a regular old penny. So how do you know if your penny is worth millions? Here's what to check for. First, it must have no mint mark. Second, the coin must be in near-perfect condition, no scratches, no heavy wear. The shinier, the better. And finally, keep an eye out for special minting errors, because those can send the value skyrocketing. Now, you might be wondering, how do I sell one of these if I find it? The key is to get it graded by a professional coin service. Without grading, even a rare penny could sell for far less than it's worth. And trust me, you don't want to make that mistake. Think about this: how many rare coins have been lost to vending machines, gas stations, or spare change trays? What if you had one, and never even knew? This is why you need to start checking your change, today. The next time you grab a handful of pennies, you could be holding your ticket to a life-changing payday. Voiceover: if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button so more people can learn about this hidden fortune. And if you want to see more rare coin videos, subscribe now, because I'm revealing even more million-dollar coins that could be hiding right under your nose. And remember, one penny could change your life. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just 1 cent, could be worth up to $3 million? Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the shocking story of the 1972 no-mark Lincoln penny, a rare coin that has collectors scrambling and sellers cashing in big time. But before you run to check your coin jar, you need to know the secret behind this penny's unbelievable value. Because if you overlook just one key detail, you could be tossing away a fortune without even realizing it. Let's unlock the mystery, before it's too late. To understand why this penny is causing a financial frenzy, we need to go back to 1972, when something unexpected happened at the U.S. Mint. That year, millions of pennies were struck, but some of them were different. Very different. Most 1972 pennies have a tiny mint mark under the date, indicating where they were made. D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But some were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark, and that's where things get interesting. Imagine you're holding a penny, you flip it over, and bam, it's missing the mint mark. At first glance, it looks like any other penny. But collectors? They'll pay big bucks for it. Why? Because only a tiny number of these no-mark pennies exist, making them insanely rare. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity means money. Big money. In fact, one of these 1972 no-mark Lincoln pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $3 million at auction. Just imagine, finding a penny in your old piggy bank and walking away a millionaire. Unreal, right? Now here's the million-dollar question: do you have one of these rare pennies? Here's how to find out before it's too late. Step 1, check the date. 1972 is what you need. Step 2, look under the date. If there's no mint mark, you might be holding a small fortune. But don't cash in just yet, because condition matters a lot. Collectors want pennies in top shape, no scratches, no damage. The better the condition, the higher the price. Some uncirculated examples have sold for thousands, but the real jackpot. That comes when you get it professionally graded. Grading is the golden ticket to unlocking your penny's full potential. And here's the kicker: if you try to sell without grading, you could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't make that mistake. Now that you know the secret, what's the next step? Stay tuned, because I'm about to reveal the best way to sell your rare coins for maximum cash, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you never know, your next penny could be worth millions. See you in the next video. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an ordinary penny, and realizing it could be worth $4 million. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that a rare 1977 no-mark Lincoln penny has sold for that amount? Yes, a single penny. And you might have one sitting in a jar at home without even knowing it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot one, how much they're selling for right now, and how you can turn that old penny into life-changing money. But be warned, this information is time-sensitive. Collectors are scrambling to get their hands on these coins, and prices are skyrocketing. The 1977 no-mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest error coins ever discovered. Unlike regular pennies that have a small mint mark under the date, this one is missing that tiny letter. This mistake makes it incredibly desirable to collectors and investors. Think about it, a printing error from over 40 years ago could be sitting unnoticed in your home. That's like finding buried treasure, except the treasure is hiding in plain sight. But here's the catch: only a handful of these pennies exist, and they're becoming harder to find as collectors snatch them up. Now, before you start frantically checking your piggy bank, let's talk about how to identify the real deal. And no, rubbing a penny like a magic lamp won't make it more valuable. I tried. Now, let's talk money, because that's why we're here, right? Recent auctions have seen this coin sell for mind-blowing prices. One confirmed sale went for over $4 million. But even less than perfect versions of this coin are selling for thousands of dollars. Why? Because collectors and investors know these coins are getting rarer by the day. When something is rare, demand goes up, and so do the prices. Just like how a rare sports car appreciates over time, so do rare coins. How can you tell if your penny is worth millions, or if it's just another piece of change? Because not every 1977 penny is valuable, only the ones with this specific mistake. Let me show you exactly what to look for. First, grab a magnifying glass. Look under the date on your 1977 penny. If there's no small letter, you could be in luck. Next, check the weight. Rare error pennies often have slight variations due to the minting process. If you have a scale, a genuine no-mark 1977 penny should weigh exactly 3.11 grams. If you think you have one, don't rush to sell it to just anyone. Some buyers will try to lowball you. Instead, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will dramatically increase the value of your coin, and here's where things get urgent: prices are climbing, but that won't last forever. The best time to sell is when demand is at its highest, and right now, collectors are paying top dollar. So, don't wait. Check your coins, get them verified, and if you find one, hold on to it, because your next move could be the difference between a few $100 and millions of dollars. The truth is, wealth isn't always found in big investments or business deals. Sometimes, it's hiding in something as small as a penny. And who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store might just turn you into a millionaire. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand, one that looks ordinary, forgotten in a drawer or resting at the bottom of your pocket. Now, what if I told you that one of these pennies just sold for up to $7 million? Yes, $7 million for a single penny. Sounds impossible, right? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and you might just be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Before you rush to dump out your coin jar, let's talk about the elusive 1985 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. A coin so rare that even seasoned collectors overlooked it, until now. In just the past year, its value has skyrocketed, and there's a powerful reason why. But here's the kicker, most people who have this coin don't even know it. And the clock is ticking because demand is exploding. So if you think this video can wait, think again. So, what makes the 1985 D Lincoln penny with no mint mark worth a life-changing sum? Well, let's break it down. This isn't just any penny, it's a mistake, a flaw, an error that the US Mint never intended to release. And when something goes wrong in the world of coin collecting, things get very valuable, very quickly. Back in 1985, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies. But a tiny number of them were struck without the signature, D, mint mark. To put this in perspective, mint errors like this are so rare that only a handful have been confirmed to exist. Imagine the reaction of the person who first discovered this coin. Wait, where's the D? Did I rub it off? Is this a prank? Nope, my friend, it's a $7 million reality. The good news? These pennies are still out there. The bad news? Most people don't know what they have, and they're unknowingly spending them like loose change. That's why collectors and investors are scrambling to find them before they disappear forever. And trust me, when a coin reaches this level of demand, the prices go through the roof. Now, I know what you're thinking, how do I know if I have one? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here's how to check your coins. Grab any 1985 Lincoln penny and examine it under good lighting. Look right below the date. If there's a D mark, it's not the one we're looking for, but if the mint mark is missing, congratulations. You might just have $1 million coin, but before you start celebrating, there's one final test that could mean the difference between a penny worth a fortune and a penny worth 1 cent. I'll explain that in just a moment, but first, let's talk about how to sell these coins and who's paying the highest prices. Because knowing what you have is one thing, but cashing in on it is another story. The market for rare pennies is on fire right now, and auction houses are setting record-breaking prices. But here's the catch, not all buyers are equal. Some dealers will try to lowball you, and others won't even recognize the coin's real value. That's why knowing where to sell, and how to negotiate, could mean the difference between getting a few $100s or walking away with millions. So, here's what you need to do next. Check your pennies, subscribe for more insider coin collecting secrets, and drop a comment if you think you found one of these rare gems. Time is running out, and once these coins disappear into private collections, their value could go even higher. Don't be the person who spends $1 million penny on a cup of coffee. Check your coins today, and if you thought this was crazy, wait until you hear about the 1943 copper penny, a coin that's even rarer and worth even more. Imagine finding a single penny that could change your life forever. A tiny coin hidden in your pocket, jar, or old collection that's worth up to $5 million. Sounds impossible? Well, it's not, and today, I'm going to prove it to you. Stay with me because you could be holding a fortune without even knowing it. Every year, millions of pennies are minted, but some rare errors or variations can make them extremely valuable. One of these rare coins is the 1992 D-Close-AM Lincoln penny, a simple-looking coin with a jaw-dropping value. Only a few exist, and collectors are paying a fortune for them. Most people don't even know what to look for. Imagine tossing $1 million penny into a vending machine or using it as spare change. Scary, right? In this video, I'll show you exactly how to identify this rare penny, why it's so valuable, and how you can sell it for the best price. And trust me, you'll want to stick around because this story takes a shocking turn. Quick question, if you found a $5 million penny, what's the first thing you'd buy? Drop your answer in the comments, but hold that thought, because you're about to find out if you could actually be holding one of these rare coins. So what makes the 1992 D-Close-AM Lincoln penny so special? It all comes down to a rare minting mistake. Normally, pennies from this year have a noticeable gap between the A and M in America on the reverse side. But a handful of 1992 D pennies were struck using the wrong design, where the letters are too close together, hence the term close AM. Here's the urgent part, only a few of these rare pennies have ever been found. And because they were put into circulation, one could be sitting in your coin jar right now, in recent auctions, these pennies have sold for staggering amounts: $25,000 for a lightly circulated $1,100,000 plus for a near-mint condition example, and one could even reach $5 million if discovered in pristine condition. Now, let's talk about how you can check your pennies right now to see if you have one. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom feature, flip your 1992 penny over, and look at the spacing in the word America. If the letters are touching or nearly touching, you may be sitting on a goldmine, but wait, there's one more critical detail that could make or break your fortune. Before you rush off to check your coins, you need to know the biggest mistake sellers make that could cost you thousands. Stick around, because I'll reveal it in just a moment. Now that you know how to identify this rare penny, what's next? If you think you found one, do not clean it, scratch it, or try to make it look shinier. That could destroy its value. Instead, take these steps, compare it to regular 1992 pennies and confirm the close AM design. A professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC can certify its condition and value. Don't just take it to any coin shop. Auction houses and high-end collectors are where the real money is. There are even more rare pennies out there worth thousands, even millions. If you want to know what other hidden treasures could be lurking in your collection, make sure to subscribe and check out my next video, because your next penny could be another millionaire maker. If you find a 1992 close AM penny, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video if you want more content on rare and valuable coins. I'll see you in the next one. What if I told you that a simple penny, hiding in plain sight, could be worth up to $6 million? That's right, your loose change might be the key to a wealthy lifestyle. But here's the catch, only a few know how to spot it. If you're holding on to pennies from 1994, especially one missing a mint mark, you need to stick around. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this life-changing coin before it's too late. Pennies. We toss them in drawers, let them collect dust, and even ignore them on the ground. But did you know some of the rarest pennies in history have sold for millions? The Lincoln penny has been in circulation for over a century, but a rare error on the 1994 no-mark Abraham Lincoln penny has collectors and investors in a frenzy. Most pennies from 1994 have a mint mark, D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But a small number were struck without any mint mark at all. Why? A rare minting error, an anomaly so unique that some of these coins have fetched up to $6 million at auction. Think about it, how would your life change with that kind of money? Imagine paying off your house, traveling the world, or securing financial freedom for your family, all because of one lucky penny. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one? Here's what to look for: no mint mark below the year 1994, on the front, sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard, weighs exactly 2.5 grams, no signs of damage, scratches, discoloration, or extreme wear can lower the value. Of people who find this coin will sell it for way less than it's worth. Why? Because most don't know how to properly authenticate it or where to sell it for maximum value. So, where do you sell it? You have options: professional coin grading services, they'll certify your coin and increase its value. High-profile auctions, collectors are willing to bid millions. Some will pay top dollar instantly, but here's where it gets even more exciting. There are still thousands of these rare pennies out there, most of them sitting in jars, wallets, and old collections. So don't walk past another penny without checking. It could be the biggest financial mistake of your life. Now that you know what to look for, the question is, will you be the one to cash in? Or will you let someone else find it and claim the fortune instead? Imagine watching the news next week and seeing someone who found the exact penny you just ignored, and now they're holding a check for millions. Don't let that happen. Check your pennies today. Scan your drawers, wallets, and old collections. And if you find something that matches the description, get it verified immediately. Hit that like button if you found this video valuable and subscribe for more updates on rare and valuable coins. And let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? The next millionaire could be you. Don't miss your chance. Imagine checking your spare change and finding a single penny worth up to $8 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, what if I told you that dream could be your reality? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the elusive 2020 no mark Abraham Lincoln penny is making collectors go absolutely crazy, and how you can cash in on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Let's start with a quick warning: there are fakes out there, and you need to know how to spot them. Imagine thinking you hit the jackpot only to realize you've been duped. That's a nightmare no one wants. But don't worry, I'll tell you exactly what to look for so you don't get scammed. Now, before we dive into the mind-blowing value of this penny, let's step back and understand why it's so special. The 2020 no mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest modern-era coins to ever exist. Most pennies struck at the Denver Mint in 2020 have a D mint mark. But a tiny fraction of them were mistakenly struck without it. That's right, no mint mark at all. A simple error, but one that turned this ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar legend. Collectors love rarity. And when you mix rarity with demand, prices skyrocket. Think about it, there are people out there willing to pay millions for a single painting or a baseball card. Now, apply that logic to coins, and you'll see why this penny is a goldmine. Let's get to the numbers. A circulated 2020 no mark penny can still fetch thousands, but an uncirculated one? That's where things get crazy. The highest recorded auction price? A staggering $8 million. Yes, you heard that right. $8 million. For a penny. But here's the part that should make you sit up: there could be more of these coins out there. And one of them could be sitting in your pocket change, in that old jar of coins, or hidden away in your grandparents' collection. So the real question is, do you have one? Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have the real deal? Great question. Let's break it down. First, grab a magnifying glass and check for the mint mark. If your penny has a small D under the date, it's not the one. But if it has no mark at all, you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. Second, condition matters. If your coin looks nearly flawless, no scratches, no wear, it could be worth even more. Professional coin grading services can verify its authenticity and assign it a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Now, here's something to think about. Imagine finding one of these pennies and selling it for millions. What would you do with that money? Buy a mansion? Travel the world? Comment below and let me know your dream purchase. But wait, before you start tearing through every penny you own, let's talk about a crucial mistake many people make. Some sellers rush to sell their rare coins without understanding their full value. They list them for far less than they're worth and lose out on life-changing money. Don't let that be you. Instead, take the right steps. Get your coin authenticated, find the right auction house, and negotiate like a pro. This isn't just about making a sale, it's about making the sale of a lifetime. New discoveries happen all the time. Just when collectors think they've found the last rare penny, another one surfaces. So even if you don't have this particular coin, keep searching. Your fortune could be hiding in plain sight. So, are you going to start checking your pennies now? Because if not, someone else will, and they might just find the next $8 million coin before you do. Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on rare and valuable coins. And remember, your next penny could be worth millions.